Okay guys, so last video we made the shark move around randomly and it took lives off of us as it touched us and sort of went onto us. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make fish food fall from the ceiling. Now for this we're going to add a new sprite, and you can literally choose anything you want, anything which looks remotely fish foody. So in the past I've used a beach ball, but you can use an orange, you can use apples, you can use a muffin. It is totally up to you. You can use a taco or a tennis ball. Do you know what? Just to keep it interesting, we might even use a taco. Right, so the taco is going to fall from the top and it's going to come straight down. So as it's falling straight down, what axis are we changing? Changing the y-axis. So it's going to start off at the top, it's going to pick a random position, and it's going to come down and fall down from the top. So we need to make sure we've got the taco selected. Then we're going to go to events and drag a green flag on here. So this is like when we click the green flag, this is going to happen. So once again we're going to need to pick a random position across the top. Remember, across the top is the x-axis, that we need to pick a random x point. So what we're going to do is we're going to drag, create another variable, and we're going to call this x position. Make sure it's for this sprite only. Click OK. I'm going to make another variable called y position. Make sure it's for this sprite only and click OK. Now you should be looking at this thinking, hang on a second, this is exactly what we did for the shark. And do you know what? It is going to be pretty much the same stuff as what we did for the shark. The only difference is when we set the y position on this one, the y position is going to be at 157, because this is where we want it to be, the height. So we're going to set x position, and we've got the y. So y is going to be 157 because we want it at this height. It's going to appear at this height, it's going to fall from this height. Now the x position needs to be random, so once again pick a random number between, and we want it to sort of come down from here, so 201 to minus 204, minus 210. We'll say minus 210 to plus 200. So minus 210 to plus 200. And that's going to pick a random point across the top. And as I click the play button, this is going to... I've done it again, haven't I? I've not set the position. So it's set, go to data, put the x position in there, put the y position in there. And as I click play, this should randomly choose a point across the top, and it should always be somewhere across the top on this line. Okay, let's move the shark out of the way with it. Go back to the taco. Now what I want it to do is, I want it to fall. And for that it's going to fall, and I want it to, once it gets down to the bottom, to this sort of height, I want it to disappear, and I want it to find a new position and fall again, or if the fish eats it. So what I'm going to do to start with, I'm going to say forever, because I want this to keep repeating forever until the game ends. This is going to keep on going. So forever, I want it to come down. So what we're going to do is we're going to change the y-axis by -1. We'll say -2 actually, just to -2. Change y by -2. Then what we want it to do is we want to see if it gets down to sort of this height here. So where are we up to? -75. So if it's -75 or below, what we want it to do is we want it to disappear. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to control, if blank then, and then what we're going to say is if the y position is less than -75. So go to operators. Now I've done something very purposeful here, which we're gonna find out in a minute or two that something's not working. It's not going to work, but I'll explain why in a little bit. But we're going to go to data, and we're going to drag the y position on, and what we said, -75, didn't we? So if less than -75, what we're going to do is we're going to hide it. So the first thing we need to do is we need to drag a show just up to the top. That's actually what we'll do is we'll drag that off, set it first, then we'll show it before we actually do so. So you'll see that the tacho falls down. It's going to get to -75 and it's going to disappear. Oh no, it's not disappeared. What's going on? Can anybody spot what we haven't done? One of the things we did was we changed the Y position of the tacho as it fell, but we never updated this Y position variable. So one thing we need to do is we need to go into here, set Y position, and if we go into motion, we can drag this onto here, and this basically kind of does the reverse of what we're doing here. So where we're choosing a random position and then we move into that position, we're moving to a new position and then we're updating that variable to that position, and then we're using that to check. So if we push the green flag this time round, it should disappear. So as it comes down, oof, vanishes. Excellent, so that's working as expected. But now what we want it to do is for it to reappear somewhere. So we want the tacho to reappear. So what it's doing is it's still there in the background, we can't see it. So what we can maybe do is move this inside. Now try it. So it's going to fall down, disappear. Oh, and it's not shown. Why is it not shown? If I is going to hide, we've not chosen a new location. So what we can do is we can literally duplicate this, move it to one side, get rid of this bit, and just drag that into there. Now try it. And now you see we've got a falling tacho which is randomly dropping from the top and it's slowly moving down. We can change the speed by changing the -2, but it's choosing a new position and it's coming down. We've got a lot of repeated code which we will clear up eventually, but we now have a falling tacho. What we're going to do next video is we're going to look at making the tacho disappear when we touch the fish.